Hello everyone. Today I'm going to introduce to you a project called Air Drums. It is divided into two parts. The first part, it's drums using sensors where we detect the motion and the sound of the drums is produced from it, like a crash or a snare or whatever. The second part is to connect it to the LED, which is a 4x4 cube, and it is an equalizer synchronized with the sound of the drums. So if the speed of the movement is fast, the equalizer is going to be like high, and if it's low, the equalizer is going to be low. Our purpose of the project is to make drums that is light to carry, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
Now I'll explain to you the infrared proximity sensor. The sensor has 3 wires, yellow, red and black. The yellow one is the sense signal wire, which sends the signal to the microcontroller. The red one is the operating voltage, which operates at maximum 36 volts, and the black one is the ground. And as we can see here, the sensor has a receiver and a transmitter. The transmitter sends the infrared signal and it reflects at the object and returns back to the receiver so that the sensor can detect whether the object is in range or not. The two sensors are connected together so that we can measure the speed of the hit. Basically, a timer starts when the stick is in front of the first sensor, and the timer stops when it's in front of the second sensor. And the difference between both signals is the speed of the hit. This memory card, this mini SD card, contains the music files of the beat samples, and we will insert it in this mini MP3 player that will play the sounds. Now we come to the MP3 player. The MP3 player has in total 16 pins, however we're using only 6 out of them. The first one is the operating voltage, which is connected to the microcontroller. The second one is the RX, which receives data from the microcontroller and control signals also from the microcontroller. The third one is the TX, which sends data to the microcontroller. Those two pins, the gray one and the purple one, are connected to this 0.5 ohm speaker, which generates the sounds. And this white wire is connected to the ground of the microcontroller. Let me demonstrate to you how a single drum would sound. And now I'll show you some of the different drum sounds that we have.
Now, we're going to show you how we control this 4x4 cube. First, this cube contains 64 LEDs, so the problem now is to control this 64 LEDs so that you have full control on the cube. Okay, first let's have a closer look on each LED. Each LED has an anode and a cathode. Okay. To light this LED up, you need to give a voltage over here and connect the ground with the cathode of the LED, so this light will light up. Okay. Back to the cube. So to control this cube, which is 64 LEDs, simply you need a 64 control signal to be connected to the anodes of LEDs and connect all the cathode together with the ground, the Arduino. But you don't have a 64 pin or 64 control signal from the Arduino to control such a huge number of LEDs to have a full control in the cube. So first we went through a multiplexing plane by plane, but unfortunately we end up with 48 control signal, which also very big number for the Arduino, or you don't have it in the Arduino. So we came up with the idea, which is multiplexing the whole cube, which I will go through it now. Okay. Assume now that all the 64 LEDs is in one grid 8 by 8, 8 by 8 width. Okay, like this. Okay, now we have an 8. In each column we have an 8 left, and each row we have also an 8 left. Now to connect those left, we connect this one with this one and with this one. We connect the whole row together through the cathode of each left. So we have this. And each column together with the anodes. The anodes, not the cathodes. So we end up with the anodes here. We do this with the whole grid, so you end up with 8 cathodes inputs in this direction and 8 anodes down here. So to light this up, you need to give it a ground over here from this input and given the voltage over here, so you light this up. The intersection of those will light this up.
This is a demonstration of the whole project. Thank you for watching.
Getting born in the state of Mississippi, Papa was a copper and the mama was a hippie. In Alabama, she was swinging a hammer. Gracie got a